Hi, Aletha here with Create Your Future. Create Your Future is still giving away a free course, How to Find Your Blocks to Manifest Anything Fast. And then to remind you that I also have courses available and that all of my coaching right now is on sale for 50% off. So all the links are in the description box below. Just check it out. All right, so I had a comment on one of my videos from a viewer saying that they are continually manifesting the same thing over and over into their life, even though they are saying their intentions and wondering, do I have some karmic thing going on? Do I have a contract going on, a soul contract? Do I have, a program running? And you do. You do. Okay, so if you've got a pattern showing up in your life, whatever it is, it can be a pattern for lack of money, a pattern for things to do with an SP, a pattern with your health. It doesn't matter what the pattern is, it just keeps showing up. And so that tells you that you do have a core belief, an assumption, a story running on autopilot in your subconscious mind that is counteracting your intentions. So you may be saying your intentions 3 times a day, and so you're saying, I am wealthy, I am wealthy, I am wealthy, and the program is saying, no, you live in lack, or I am associated with loving people all the time, and then you have the program that's saying, I'm a victim, I'm a victim. We don't have to figure out why they got there or how they got there, or especially if you're not conscious of they're there till now, it's showing you that they're there. Something is there, an assumption, a story, a core belief, a program that's running on autopilot that is creating the continual pattern of what you do not want. Okay, so how do we counteract that? We get rid of the program. How do we get rid of programs? We change the programs we change our thoughts. We change our consciousness, what we're thinking about, what we're focused on most of the time. Well, we do that with words, right? You can say, I am wealthy, even though you've got a lack program running on autopilot. You can say, I am wealthy. One of the things that you need to do to counteract it in order to change your program is not just to say, to go through your discipline, your routine of I am wealthy, I am wealthy, I am a goddess, I am whatever of my reality. No, what you need to do is feel the feeling that's yours. See, intentions are 2-part. One is the intention that I am wealthy. Second part is I gotta feel that I'm wealthy. I have to feel the feelings of being wealthy now. Not when it comes to me someday. No, that's not the way it works. As within, so without. So right now, you set an intention and you get up in the morning and you say, I am wealthy. You gotta feel it. You just can't rotely go through it. I am wealthy. Feel what that feels like and live from that state of consciousness that I have it now. Bring your future vision, that thing that you want, that you see out there in the future, bring it into the present moment. Because you understand also that there is no future, there is no past. Everything is a dimension. Everything is taking place in dimensions right now. We're multidimensional. And so you have a desire for something. Instead of looking at it as out there and I'm working towards it, someday it'll show up, you need to look at it as I have it now. It's mine. It's already mine. And when you do that, you're rewriting your brain. You're rewiring your brain. You're rewriting that program from lack to abundance, from victim to being victorious in your life and attracting loving, beautiful people into your life. Okay, so we need to make sure that our intentions are married to an emotion, and the emotion needs to be that I have it now. And to feel that feeling and think about, how would I walk? What would I say? What would I do being that person, having that thing that my heart's desiring right now? And the other thing that we need to safeguard against is our conversations with ourselves and with other people. Obviously, we can go through the motions of saying our intentions every day. We can go through the motions of sitting down and imagining ourselves having, from the end of already having that wish fulfilled and what that feels like. It's always about feeling. You got to feel you are it now. You can go through all those motions, but if your inner conversation is still in the old story, So that's your inner conversation. So what about your outer conversation? Is it still in the old story too? Do you say things like, I'm saying these intentions and I'm living from the end of having this, but I just need to tell you what happened the other day with so-and-so. And then you tell the old story. You just canceled out all the good stuff you did. You canceled out the fact that I am living from the end of already having it. Don't tell anybody. Let it go. And live in a state of consciousness internally that says, I am this now. I have this now. And this another thing that's really important to remember is the words I am. They are a command. The subconscious mind sees those words as a command. So am I commanding good in my life, or am I commanding something not good in my life? Like I am sick. Well, then you're predestining yourself because it says I am sick. Okay, that's a command. So now it's predestining you for sickness in your future, or your next 3D reality. So you don't want to say that. I am healthy, I am well. Even though you have a pain, I always have perfect health. Okay, so then you do the same thing with the narcissistic situation. I am always surrounded by people who are loving and caring. Wealth. I am always filled with enormous amounts of abundance in my life financially. And you say those things to yourself all day long. You just keep bringing yourself back. You will slip and slide back into the old story until it has changed, until that rewiring has taken place, till that rewriting has totally taken place. It will fade and go away once that's happened. But for now, you may slip back and forth. And when you do, you catch yourself in what's that called? A conscious observer. You become the observer of your life, of your consciousness, of your reality. And so what's going on in the 3D that you need to let go of? Maybe a lot, right? Because you're going to stay in a state of consciousness that says, I'm always bringing good things into my life. I'm always associated with loving, kind people. I'm always in relationships with people who have good hearts. I'm always have abundance of money. I am, and I have. You live in a state of consciousness that declares who you want to be as though you have it now. You have to experience it internally before the event actually shows up externally, for it to show up externally. It's the way it works. So what we're going to do, we're going to have an intention, we're going to marry it to an emotion. So I send the intention out, that's the energy to the universe, that I am wealthy. Now, I have to tack along with that I got to feel it. I have to feel I am wealthy and how joyful that is and how much relief there is in that. Okay, so that goes out into the universe together. They're married together. And what does the intention is the energy, the emotion is the magnet that pulls it back to you, that reflects it back to you. And it's a statement to the universe because the universe only reflects back to us what we are, not what we want. So that's a statement to the universe that you already are that thing, and it's going to reflect that thing back to you. It doesn't recognize I want. It recognizes I am this. And see, so be careful when you're saying I am. We're in a habit all the time of saying I am tired, I am disgusted, I am overwhelmed, I am so hurt. And what are you asking the universe to do? To give you more of all of that. Because it's a command and it doesn't know, it's not no respecter of commands. You give it the command, it sends it out to you. It's a magnet. Whatever you're sending out, it will reflect back to you. That's your state of consciousness because you're talking about it all the time, and that's what's going to be reflected back to you, more of what you don't want. That's also a pattern. So it's so important to remember that we need to change any core beliefs, assumptions, or old stories by rewriting and rewiring our brain. And we do that through the intentions, through imagination, and always in both of those situations, tensions and imagination, we must feel the feeling of having it now. We need to bring that thing that we want from what we consider to be the future. Stop seeing it as in the future and see it as, it's mine now. It already exists. I have a desire for it. It's mine. And it's just in a dimension in the quantum field that needs my attention. And it can't come into me if I'm thinking about the 3D all the time. If I'm walking around saying, well, he said this and she said that and they did this and I feel really hurt about that. That's not giving your attention to the new story. It's giving your attention to the old story. So you're going to get more of that. But that version is existing in the quantum field. But you've got a version in the quantum field of everything that your heart's desiring. Put your attention on that and say, that's who I am now. And it will be reflected to you, back to you, and you will experience it in your 3D. Remember this, when you're in the middle of a situation and it's not going the way you want it in your current 3D in the moment, maybe you have a pain and you want to be well. Well, what is that pain? That pain is a reflection of my past thought. So what do you say in the moment? I have perfect health. I am healed. If you have a situation with an SP, they're not saying and doing what you want, you have to remember that it's only temporary. It's an illusion. It's not real. And that they have to comply to you. So that is a reflection of a past thought that you had that they had to comply to. And now in this moment, you have the opportunity to change all of that. You can repeat and get more of that by keep thinking about it and talking about it to all your friends and family. Or you can say, they are in love with me. I'm in this beautiful, loving relationship. And you can say the positive, and that will then become your next 3D reality. So whenever I'm in a situation and it's not working out in my 3D the way I want it, I remind myself that this isn't real, number one. It is an illusion from my past thoughts. It's a reflection of my past thoughts. So what I'm thinking now, if I thought those thoughts then, and they showed up, right, in the past. And so now, if I think a new thought that of something that I really want to experience, that has to become my next 3D reality. So I comfort myself when the negative stuff is showing up, that it's just an intention, just a reflection of my past thoughts. It's not real, it's an illusion. What is real is what's going on inside of me right now. And inside of me, I am saying I'm with my specific person. I am saying that I am wealthy and I'm feeling all those wonderful feelings. I am saying that I am associated with loving, beautiful people all the time. And I'm living in that state of consciousness. I have it. I have brought the desire from out there somewhere, someday it'll be mine, to now. It is mine now. And I live there. And you can, when you do that, you're not going to be worried about how many texts you got from the guy or the girl. You're not going to be worried about what the people said anywhere, about anything. You're not going to be worried about all of your senses, all the stuff going on in the 3D. You're not going to worry about it. You're not going to worry about social media, what comments were made. You're not going to worry about that. You're not going to worry about anything negative, because you know that goes against what your heart's desiring, because you know in your heart, in this moment, it's already yours. You have it. And you also know, because you're really good at this law of assumption stuff, that if I'm living this right now internally in me and I'm feeling it and I know it's mine now, that it has to show up. It's the law. It's the law. It's the way the universe works. So comfort yourself with that. Comfort yourself by staying in the story. Don't allow yourself to get distracted by the 3D and your senses, and stay in the story, no matter how your mind may tell you it's impossible, and or if other people know about it, may be telling you it's impossible, or how the world views relationships or certain things. You know, don't go there. Stay with the desire. You know it's in the quantum field already, because you wouldn't have the desire otherwise. And focus on that so that it can come alive. Make it alive in you now, and it will become alive in your outer world. It is so important to remember that, and to keep your conversation in a positive light. Like, I am wealthy. I am abundance. I am with my specific person. I am total, complete health. No matter what the 3D looks like, stay in that state of giving that command to your subconscious mind, and it will reflect it back to you. So the solution is to do all of that and become a conscious observer, so that you are observing your thoughts, observing them, not getting attached to them. You observe, you had a negative thought, you're a human being. We've got these two sides to us. We've got the lower self and the higher self. Higher self knows all. The lower self gets itself in trouble with that. So let's stay in the higher self mentality that I have this now, it's mine. And observe when those negative thoughts come up, when something shows up in your 3D that is not in alignment with what your heart's desiring, and you want to say, it's taking so long, why is it not manifesting? What am I doing wrong? I'm not good enough. You go on and on and on, and what have you done? You just jumped right out of your new story, and you went right back into the old. You fed, you remember the story of the two wolves, where there's an evil wolf and there's a good wolf, and which one's going to survive? The one you feed. Which one's going to pass away and fade and be gone? It's going to be the one that you starve. So what are you going to do? We're going to starve the old story, the 3D that is not in alignment with what you want, so that it fades and goes away completely. And then you're going to stay in the new story completely and feed it. That's what you have to do. You select from the quantum field the desire that you want. It's there, it's yours. And you feed it. You feed it with I am, and your feelings and your imagination from the end of already having your wish fulfilled. And then you rehearse it over and over and over and over until you know it inside and out and it is all that you are. Then you have just rewritten that core belief to be what you desire, as opposed to what it was. Questions, just ask in a comment or schedule an appointment. Blessings.